The last animal we have for you today is Porter, and he's another one of our younger cats. He's 10 to 11 months old, so he's probably not going to get much bigger, but he still has that little bit of kitten energy, juvenile cat energy. He's going to liven up your house a little bit probably. He's color-coded orange, which just means he's average. You know, when he wants to cuddle, like he clearly does right now, he's happy to sit and cuddle. And when he wants to play, he's going to run around and play and be a little bit of a madman, if you will. One of the things that people notice very quickly about Porter is that his left eye looks different than his right. It's very cloudy. We have diagnosed him as being blind in that eye. It's an old scar from previously having an upper respiratory infection. So when we talk about the animals on our adoption floor and how serious we take making sure we're keeping our hands clean and cleaning your hands between each cat cage so that we don't spread that upper respiratory infection. It is important because if they get severe versions of that infection, it can lead to things like we're seeing in Porter, where he's now blind in that eye. So we want to make sure that all of our visitors and our volunteers are taking those protocols that we have about keeping spread of germs to a minimum very seriously. And this is a prime example of why it is so important. Again, he was a stray, so we don't really know a lot about him except for what we're figuring out here. And he's a very recent addition to the adoption floor, but all of the volunteers that have spent time with him so far have nothing but great things to say about Porter. They love interacting with him, so he'll be a great addition to a household. He did come in with some other animals, so I'm not sure if they were just kind of hanging out in the same place or if they're relatives or not. His interactions with other animals should be pretty okay, but again, we talk all the time on the show about why it's important to introduce them slowly so that Porter and any of the existing animals you have in the house can feel comfortable and safe with one another. Another thing that you're going to see is that we treated this guy for ringworm. He tested actually negative, his culture, but it's a preventative measure, so he did have a lime sulfur dip and some other things, just so that we could be clear with that, just because ringworm is highly contagious. But he is a healthy cat now, other than that issue with his eye, and he's on the adoption floor looking for a forever home. His adoption fee would also be the $97.50. That includes all of the stuff that we've already talked about on the show. Just getting your cat neutered somewhere else is going to be more costly than that $97.50, so you're really getting a great deal with a great pet when you adopt from Frederick County Animal Control.